right, friends. This story is called The Library, and it's written by Sarah Stewart, and the pictures are by David Small. So you can see there's a picture of a girl on the front. She has a book right over her face. I don't even think she can see where she's headed. And if you notice in this story, you'll see a lot of these little guys. A little cat. You should see many pictures of a cat in the story. While we read the story, we're going to think about the things that Elizabeth doesn't like. The things that she doesn't like to do, or the things that she doesn't like to eat. Elizabeth Brown entered the world dropping straight down from the sky. Elizabeth Brown entered the world skinny, nearsighted, and shy. You will hear some rhyming words in this story. I would love it if you can think of some of the rhyming words that are happening in this story. She didn't like to play with dolls. She didn't like to skate. She learned to read quite early at an incredible rate. There's a cat. There's a cat. She always took a book to bed with a flashlight under the sheet. She'd make a tent of covers and read herself to sleep. Elizabeth Brown went off to school dragging a steamer trunk. Elizabeth Brown unpacked her books, breaking the upper bunk. So many books. She broke the bunk bed. Yikes. She sat in all her classes and doodled on a pad, adrift in dreams of entering a reader's Olympiad. She manufactured library cards and checked out books to friends, then shocked them with her midnight raids to collect the books again. So this girl borrowed a book and kept them for too long, one or two books. She borrowed and kept them for too long, and Elizabeth Brown would come and knock on the doors and try to get her books back. You should always return your books back in time. Other people might want them. Elizabeth Brown preferred a book to going on a date. While friends went out and danced till dawn, she stayed up reading late. There's that little cat. She took the train one afternoon and promptly lost her way. She bought a house and settled down to tutoring for pay. So her job was a tutor. She would help other people who were learning to read. Elizabeth Brown walked into town, summer, fall, winter, and spring. Elizabeth Brown walked into town looking for only one thing. She didn't want potato chips. She didn't want new clothes. She went straight to the bookstore and said, "May I have one of those?" Those were some of the things that she doesn't like. And there is the cat. Right there. Elizabeth Brown walked right back home and read and read and read. There is a cat being naughty, trying to swipe that cat's tail. She even read while exercising and standing on her head. She made a list of groceries and tucked it in her book, then lost the list among the fruits and left with nothing to cook. Here's a cat. She read about Greek goddesses while vacuuming the floor. Attending only to her book, she'd walk right into the door. Books were piled on top of chairs and spread across the floor. Her shelves began to fall apart as she read more and more and more. Big books made very solid stacks on which teacups could rest. Small books became the building blocks for busy little guests. When volumes climbed the parlor walls and blocked the big front door, she had to face the awful fact she couldn't have one more. She has so many books. I think she needs to organize. Elizabeth Brown walked into town that very afternoon. Elizabeth Brown walked into town whistling a happy tune. She didn't want a bicycle. She didn't want silk bows. She went straight to the courthouse. "May I have one of those?" The form was for donations. She quickly wrote this line, I, E. Brown, give to the town all that was ever mine. So she's giving away all of her books and things. Elizabeth Brown, free library. Her house was turned into a library. Elizabeth Brown moved in with a friend and lived to a ripe old age. There's her cat. They walked to the library day after day and turned page after page. After page. And there is the little cat. I hope you like this book, and I hope you can think of some things that Elizabeth Brown did not like or did not like to do, and put those in your yellow writing journal. Remember, you can make sentences or pictures, and you can always look back at the video if you have forgotten something. Thank you, friends.